Imagine being accused of a crime in the Middle Ages. There was no lawyer to defend you, no prison sentence measured in years, and often no real trial as we understand it today. Once you broke the law, punishment was not about justice. It was about fear, shame, and public control. So what actually happened to a medieval criminal after the accusation was made? Let's walk step by step through the brutal reality of medieval punishment. If you were accused of a crime in medieval Europe, your punishment often began before guilt was proven. You could be dragged through the streets, tied with ropes, or forced to stand in public squares while accusations were read aloud. This was intentional. Medieval justice relied heavily on public shame. Authorities believed humiliation discouraged others from committing similar crimes. Common punishments included the pillory, where your head and hands were locked into wooden boards for hours or even days. Crowds were encouraged to mock you, throw rotten food, or even stones. In some towns, criminals were forced to wear signs describing their crime. The punishment wasn't just physical, it destroyed reputation, sometimes permanently. Not all crimes led to death, but mercy was still harsh. For theft, fraud, or repeat offenses, punishments often involved mutilation. Hands could be cut off for stealing, ears sliced for lying or cheating. Branding irons were used to mark criminals permanently. Pain was a message. Your body became a warning to others. Fines were also common, but only for those who could afford them. If you were poor, your body paid the price instead. There was no concept of rehabilitation. Once marked, society rarely forgave you. Here's something many people misunderstand. Medieval prisons were not meant for long-term sentences. They were temporary holding places before punishment was carried out. Cells were dark, filthy, and overcrowded. Food was scarce, often paid for by the prisoner's family. Disease spread quickly. For many, imprisonment alone was deadly. You didn't wait in prison for years. You waited to suffer. For serious crimes, murder, treason, heresy, execution was public, very public. Executions were events. Markets closed. Families brought children. Methods varied by region and crime: hanging, beheading, burning at the stake, breaking on the wheel. The goal was not just death, it was demonstration. Authorities believed that fear was the strongest form of control. Sometimes bodies were left on display for days or weeks. Justice did not end with death. It lingered. Even if you survived punishment, your life rarely returned to normal. Former criminals were often banned from guilds, unable to work legally, or forced to leave towns entirely. Some became beggars. Others turned to crime again. Not because they wanted to, but because society gave them no choice. Medieval justice did not believe in second chances. Once condemned, you were marked forever. Medieval law was not designed to be fair. It was designed to be feared. Punishment wasn't hidden behind prison walls. It was displayed, shared, and remembered. And perhaps that's the most disturbing part. Justice was not about the criminal. It was about everyone watching. That's it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. And please subscribe for more. Every single subscribe means a lot.